But what do I love about Code Veronica? Why do I look back on that game with such fondness and such tender, lovingness with that specific game? And it's rare for me to play a game these days like feel like I have nostalgia about it, even though I only played it 2 or 3 years ago. If that makes sense. I had that also with Resident Evil 4. I played that when I was like 28, 26, something like that, and I have like this strong feeling of nostalgia about it, even though I never played it. It's kind of a weird phenomenon. Like it feels like something I would have played back in the day, and I just never got around to it. Code Veronica is, oh man, I don't even know where to start. The first thing I think about with Code Veronica is the layout of like the areas you investigate and explore. Like I think Rockfort Island, right? That's like where you primarily start. And one thing that comes to mind is like when you revisit Rockford Island with Chris, but the layout of the buildings are different because things have been destroyed and dilapidated or whatever, and there's like fire everywhere, and just like there's like certain areas that just ring out to me. Like I also remember specifically, I think it's Rockford Island. Man, it's been a while since I played it, but like there's times where there's a part where you like lower like a fire escape staircase or something when you go back with Chris or Claire, something like that, and it takes you down to this like other area, and it's like, oh man, I loved the exploration in that game way more than Resident Evil 2. Way more. I need to replay 3. I think 3, like classic 3, is probably like really really good. I played it once and I liked it a lot, but it was on stream, so I wasn't really like, I didn't have that very isolated kind of, one thing that's kind of sucks about trying to be a streamer is like when you play a game for the first time, and it is magical to play a game for the first time, but it's like you kind of rob yourself of that like private experience where and there's no camera, there's no one you're trying to like talk to or whatever. It's just you in the video game and you're just playing. Like like there's something to be said about that. But anyways, back to Code Veronica. Yeah, I played that by myself, and I loved it, and it was like the most over the top voice acting I think I've ever seen in a game, with the father and like I can't and all that shit. Like so fond of that game. So yeah, they announced the Code Veronica remake, and at this point, like it's such a tender, how do you say it? Like the landscape is so tender about remake culture. Like people are either for it or very very strongly against it, and it's actually pretty political now. So it makes me not want to talk about it that much because I loathe to see the gaming community basically mirror that of like the American right and left at this point, with like how triggered people get. This is not something I'm really interested in engaging with. Unfortunately, I've tried to engage with it, and I'm well, I guess I'm willing to have conversations about it, but and I also understand that like the remake thing is not for everybody. Like it really isn't, and that's fine. I'm happy about it though. I'm excited to see how they managed to pull this game, make this game a remake, and give it the straight faced modern treatment that all these Resident Evils have. Everything from like the remakes to 7 and 8 and 9. Like how are they gonna make Code Veronica as over the top wacky as Alfred and Steve are? So yeah, and I'm for it. But that game is special to me. Code Veronica is special to me. Some of the boss fights were so ridiculously unforgiving. Mostly just that airplane fight. I was just like unbelievably frustrated, and I think I googled how to beat it, and it was like you gotta do something with this tank, and then it'll eventually slide and push him off. I had no idea what I was doing. I was shooting him with like that really rare grenade round you get. It's like the BOW grenade round or something. I would like shoot him with it, and then I was just like running to the corner and like interacting with this box, and then this, and then I don't even know what happened, and then eventually it pushed the thing, cargo lift, like slides, unlocks, disengages, and pushes the tyrant off the plane. And I was like, okay, well, Or how about that other that other scene or moment in Code Veronica that's so goddamn hard is like I think you're playing as either Grace or Steve or something. I don't remember, but like you're just running from some monster in a hallway, and I just died every single time. I couldn't get through the door. I don't even remember what I did. I think I had to like unequip my weapon to run faster. So that's like a really memorable moment where you just die 500 times. And the other moment is like in the that moment where there's like a freaking item you have to lay on the ground or something. You have to something. There's going to be a giant ball that's going to come and just crush you if you don't enter this. You know what I'm talking about? You have to press some button. It's some puzzle, and if you lay it down wrong or whatever, a big cannonball comes and kills you, and then of course the tank controls. It's just a whole mess. But it's memorable, and unfortunately, except for the indie games, we're not going to get that kind of frustration, that memorable frustration back in video games, anytime soon. It's just it's too mainstream for that kind of magical bullshit to happen, if that makes sense. So yeah, what are my thoughts on Code Veronica? I just take my money, you know. I don't have any huge problems with it. I don't know if there's going to be as much pushback with the remake because I don't know. There is a few diehard Code Veronica fans. I actually had one guy comment on a video one time, and he was like, it was like some video I made, and he was like, I don't know if you know me, but I'm kind of the Code Veronica professional around here. I also remember tons of, let me think. Yes, backtracking. I play Resident Evil games in a really weird way. I've always wanted to like go above and beyond out of my way to collect as many items as I possibly can so that I can be equipped, right? So that by the end of the game I have like 5,000 Magnum rounds that I don't need. It's just like an OCD like habit of mine. It's not that I'm actually OCD, but it's like a compulsion I have where I have to like no, I can't go on yet. What if there's a missable item? So I gotta like spend 3 hours literally going everywhere in every room multiple times. It's really just how I like to play stuff on my own sometimes. And yeah, I did that in Code Veronica. I remember I like got to like what is it? You start at Rockford and then you go to this facility area and then you end up getting to wherever Alfred is, like the mansion or whatever, the estate. And then even after that, there's like the haunted other estate where the Ashfords are, something like that. Anyways, I remember I just like walked around all over Rockford Island, just going back and forth, and it actually ended up yielding some stuff. Like there was like a gun part you could get. There was like ammo, or you know, I just like doing that. So there's a lot of backtracking in Code Veronica, and I've beaten that game maybe twice, and yeah, big fan of it. Clunky and old school, and they innovated this thing where instead of pre-rendered background, they had like fully three-dimensional background, still with tank controls though, so you might think it is pre-rendered at first, but it's not. It's just tank controls with not a fixed camera, but like a semi-fixed camera. Like camera follows you. Like imagine you're looking at an image in Resident Evil 1 and you walk to the right of the room, and usually when you walk to the right, the camera cuts to a new camera angle. Well, instead of doing that, it'll like kind of pan and then it'll cut. I think sometimes it does cut, but it'll pan and kind of follow you, kind of shaky like that. And you have the lighter, which is really different, and you can actually use it and walk around with it. Claire has like this bow and arrow weapon, which is actually really good against those yellow dudes who kept wrecking me in my first playthrough. Oh man, so many memories. I even like when you go to Antarctica, like I like that part, even though it's kind of, you know, you go through it with Chris too. Like I really like that game quite a bit. I like the areas you go. I like that you can go all the way back to the black dude Ricardo. You can go all the way back to the beginning of the game in the jail cell and give him like the hemolytic pack or whatever, and you'll trade it for the lighter and yada yada yada. There's just like cool stuff there, and yeah, it's just a good time.